Welcome to Track 1, Customer Lifecycle Management and Introduction to the CEE Role. To meet the objectives for this course, here's what we will cover. First, we'll list and define some common terms associated with the CEE role and Customer Lifecycle Management to get everyone talking the same language. We'll then explain Customer Lifecycle Management and the Customer Engagement Strategy and the importance of defining value early and often to customers. Next, we'll discuss the customer journey, why it matters, and identify the CEE role within that journey. We'll then explain the CEE's responsibilities within Customer Lifecycle Management and when those responsibilities begin. At the end, you'll need to take a short quiz and pass with an 80% or better to receive credit for taking this e-learning. Now, let's get started. First, let's get on the same page. Here are some CEE and Customer Lifecycle Management related terms and definitions you will need to know and will be used throughout this e-learning. Annual Contract Value, or ACV. The value of the subscription contract per year. Annual Recurring Revenue, or ARR. The recurring revenue recognized per year. Churn rate. The rate of customer losses per year, normally expressed as a percentage of the annual revenue. Customer acquisition cost. The average cost to acquire a new customer, meaning the total sales and marketing cost divided by the number of new customers on an annual basis. Customer lifetime value, LTV. The total margin earned from a customer or average over the lifetime of the relationship can be expressed as a forecast. Customer retention costs. The average cost of retaining existing customers. Margin. The gross profit made on a transaction. For example, the subscription, service, etc. Renewal plus upsell rate. The combined renewal rate plus the upsell. Renewal rate. The rate of customer renewals per year, normally expressed as a percentage of annual revenue. Revenue. The revenue recognized by the business according to standard accounting practices. Term. The length or duration of the agreed upon subscription contract. Total contract value, or TCV. The total value of the subscription contract for the full contract term. And finally, upsell rate. The average percentage growth rate in incremental sales to existing subscribers. Now that we have these terms defined, let's move on. Before we talk about customer lifecycle management and the customer engagement role, let's explore the importance of recurring revenue in the cloud. In the cloud business model, revenue retention is key to growth and a healthy business. Let's take a look at why. Number 1. Higher renewal rates drive a truly exponential gains in customer lifetime value. Our first chart illustrates how a 1% improvement in renewal rates can deliver a €30 million increase to customer lifetime value on a €1 billion revenue run rate. Number 2. Both upsells and renewals are significantly less expensive than the cost of acquiring a new customer. Renewals cost about a seventh of the new bookings in the cloud business model, and upsells are also significantly cheaper than the cost to acquire a net new customer. In fact, according to a Pacific Crest private SaaS company survey, the fastest growing SaaS companies are successfully leveraging upsell to drive revenue growth. And number 3, all of this leads us to the fact that higher renewal rates are critical to achieving growth and margin. In this last example, Company A and Company B are both €100 million cloud companies with a 30% new ACV growth. As you can see from the final chart, in a 5-year period, Company A with a higher renewal rate achieves 23% higher revenue, 73% higher contribution margin, which provides more revenue left over to contribute to profit, and ultimately 10 points higher margin. So, to put it simply, not only do renewals help give you predictable revenue and a base from which to expand, but if you have to replace customers with new customers, you don't have a healthy business. This is particularly important to both cloud businesses as well as software services businesses. Customer success and customer engagement is the path to unlocking additional revenue within any cloud or services organization. Revenue from existing customers is lean revenue and is based on a principle of joint success. As our customers are successful in their business transformation and realize value from our solutions, they will become references, renew, and ultimately expand their relationship and buy more. Now that we have talked about how important renewals are to a healthy cloud business, let's look briefly at why customers don't renew. Here you can see a collection of real-world reasons that customers do not renew in the cloud. Some of them include perceived lack of value, poor implementation and start, lack of user adoption, outdated functionality, and usability issues. Now there are two important things to understand about this collection. Number one, all of these are real-world examples of reasons that customers have not renewed at some point. And number two, all of these reasons and issues are things that can be avoided, mitigated, or minimized proactively through proper customer engagement. It is critical to keep in mind that the cloud is still a new delivery model. Customers are still maturing in their ability to consume the cloud, and it is a very competitive landscape. As we stated earlier, if you're not taking care of your customers, a competitor will. Now, what can we do about this? In the following sections, we will discuss how a defined engagement methodology called Customer Lifecycle Management, delivered by the Customer Engagement Executive, can address these risks and ensure that customers are healthy, referenceable, and planning to renew and expand. Now that we have reviewed the case for the investment in customer success and the CEE role, let us examine the digital HR transformation journey that our customers are on and how this investment in customer success helps our customers to realize the value from their investment in SAP SuccessFactors solutions. Let's start with an understanding of exactly what we mean by customer lifecycle management. Customer lifecycle management is the proactive engagement to drive the right activities in the right phases of their relationship to ensure successful adoption and renewal of SAP SuccessFactors solutions. A commonly used industry term to describe this proactive engagement is customer success. It's important to understand that customer success is not traditional customer service, customer support, or legacy account management, which, while good, are all reactive models, nor is it purely an outside sales role. Software as a service delivered as cloud software requires a proactive and enhanced engagement model. The cloud market is highly competitive, quickly evolving, and much easier to switch providers than traditional on-premise software. If you're not proactively taking care of our customers to ensure success with their desired outcomes, you can bet that your competitor is or will be. Aaron Ross, author of Predictable Revenue, put it this way: customer success is not glorified support. It is a growth driver. Customer success is not an afterthought. It's not something you put off until you're big enough. That's the wrong thinking. Customer success is an investment to start now. Now that we have a better idea about customer lifecycle management, customer success, let's move on to take a look at the journey of HR digital transformation that our customers are on. Customers are on a journey towards digital HR transformation. They purchased SAP SuccessFactors products to enable that transformation. Therefore, customers are on a journey to also successfully implement and fully adopt our solutions and ultimately become healthy customers. From a customer lifecycle management perspective, there are 4 main phases after the selection process and the sale has completed. First, we have the onboarding phase, which includes implementation. The onboarding phase is critical as it will set the tone for the relationship and the success or the failure long-term of the customer's transformation. But it's not just about getting live successfully, and so the job doesn't end there. In order for the customer to truly be successful in achieving their business goals and HR transformation, their organization must fully adopt and utilize the solution. Oftentimes, there are barriers to adoption within an organization that must be addressed to truly be successful. But the job is still not done after initial utilization and adoption is established. The customer needs to continue to optimize the solution in order to ensure that the solution stays aligned to their business and so that they continue to adopt new features to keep the product engaging and up to date for their employees. In the rapidly evolving world of cloud solutions, if the customer does not get the proper guidance from a trusted advisor and make the ongoing investments in their solution, in time, they'll hear from their users that the system is clunky, not aligned to their business, or it doesn't have all the latest and greatest features in the marketplace that they need. All of this can be avoided by continuing to optimize their solution. Then, as the customer matures in their relationship and their utilization of SAP SuccessFactors solutions, they will approach their renewal period. In a highly competitive cloud market, renewals should never be taken for granted. The work done in partnership with the customer in the previous phases should be set up in a way that reinforces the value that they're getting from their investment and the partnership. The renewal conversations are a great way to align with sponsors and stakeholders regarding the value that they are deriving from their investment and to discuss additional solutions that can meet their business needs. It's also important that the planning for the renewal begins far enough out to mitigate any issues or concerns that may arise, while also working through the customer's process and approvals required to renew and expand. As you can see, the customer needs a partner and a trusted advisor on this journey to ensure success and retention. So, as we've discussed, in the cloud, value realization for the customer comes from helping the customer achieve their transformation. Effective customer lifecycle management, therefore, starts with knowing what transformation the customer is trying to achieve and serving as a trusted advisor to help them achieve that transformation through their investment in SAP SuccessFactors solutions. So, who is a customer engagement executive, and what are the key activities that a CE is responsible for driving to ensure customer success and value realization? By now we know that renewals are important and that our customers are on a journey and need a trusted advisor to be successful and ensure transformation and positive outcomes. Enter the role of the customer engagement executive, also referred to as the CEE. For cloud solutions, it is essential to ensure customer satisfaction, engagement, and product adoption in order to renew contracts and encourage expansion potential. The customer engagement executive is an executive-level account manager with full responsibility for customer satisfaction and retention. The CEE is the voice of the customer within SAP and proactively partners with the customer as a trusted advisor through the phases of their journey, helping them to achieve adoption, optimization, and value realization from their investment in SAP SuccessFactors, resulting in the execution of their HR strategy. In their role, the CE is responsible for customer satisfaction and engagement, lifecycle management, and attainment of business outcomes. This ensures continuity, collaboration, and long-term customer engagement. CEs also ensure usage and adoption of solution, safeguard renewals, and secure references. This is achieved through building strong relationships with key customer stakeholders and helping customers maximize the value of their partnership with SAP. Let's take a look at the 4 stages of customer lifecycle management and the key activities and outcomes in each phase. In the onboarding phase, which includes both the onboarding of the customer as well as successful product implementation, the CE carries forward the vision from the sales cycle and ensures that business goals and drivers for the purchase are agreed upon for tracking, and partners at the executive level to ensure a successful go-live. Some of the key activities and outcomes in this phase are the customer transition, welcome, and introduction to SAP teams and resources, as well as the establishment of relationship governance and implementation governance to ensure successful go-live and transition to a steady state. Utilize. Post-go-live, the CE partners to ensure successful usage and adoption of the SuccessFactors solution. In the utilize, or sometimes referred to as adoption phase, the CE helps connect customers with the best practices, resources, events, and communities that will help them to become a healthy customer. Some of the key activities and outcomes in this phase include tracking and measuring solution usage and adoption throughout their organization, establishment and definition of a lifecycle governance strategy, engagement planning, and regular relationship reviews, as well as focusing on solution adoption and the joint development of a customer roadmap that defines the timeline for key activities and actions in the next 1 to 2 years. Optimize. As we previously discussed, the job is not done once the customer is live and using the solution. The customer's business and stakeholders will change and evolve over time, and it's important to ensure that the solution remains aligned to support their goals. As a trusted advisor, the CE helps to ensure that their customers stay healthy through recommendations for ongoing optimization and alignment of the SAP SuccessFactors solution to the customer's business drivers and planning for the future through the delivery of product strategy and roadmap insights. Some key activities and outcomes in this phase include solution roadmap planning aligned to the customer's business drivers and their organizational strategy, as well as optimization recommendations to help keep the solution aligned to the customer's organizational strategies. And finally, renew and expand. As the customer approaches their renewal, the CE will partner to understand the customer's business and expansion needs, articulate the business value, and help them plan for and navigate their renewal. The renewal event is often a good time to expand their relationship and add additional products to meet the customer's needs. In this phase, the CE will jointly develop the contract renewal to support and achieve the customer's strategy and partner with the customer to ensure timely execution and compliance. So, as you can see, the proactive customer engagement model ensures the right actions in each phase to drive the needed activities. Next, we will examine important governance and meeting structures to allow the CE an opportunity to drive these key activities and outcomes. In order to establish and maintain a successful partnership and to enable the CE to drive the right activities in the right phase, it's critical to establish proper account governance. Establishing and maintaining the relationships with the right stakeholders is absolutely vital. In many cases, this is carrying forward the relationships that were created during the sales cycle, but oftentimes it requires the CE to expand their sphere of engagement within the customer and expand their customer relationships to additional required stakeholders. It's also important to maintain and update this governance as the stakeholders change or as new stakeholders emerge on the customer side. There are many different customer governance models that you could adopt. The example that we're looking at is a real-world example that works well in the cloud. Effective account governance assures that we have alignment at all levels. You'll notice that as you move from the executive level to the system administrator level, the focus of the conversation shifts from the strategic to the tactical. While the CE may not be the main contact for each one of these resources, it's important that we know who is aligned to ensure that both the appropriate strategic and tactical conversations are taking place. This is because effective account governance requires that the right conversations are happening at all levels. For example, while it's important to the success of the partnership to have proper engagement at the executive level to align on the strategic direction, it's also critical to have the right engagement at the administrator level to ensure that admins are appropriately trained and engaged so that necessary system administration and maintenance are happening in order to drive feature adoption and proper planning for cycle and ongoing optimization. So, to ensure success, it's important that the CE uncover all the correct stakeholders for their customers, document them in a template like this to gain agreement and alignment with the customer, as well as revisit this regularly to ensure that it stays up to date. Next, let's take a look at the recommended engagement and cadence of meetings to ensure success. To facilitate the right activities in each phase of the customer relationship and provide a vehicle to maintain the relationships established as part of account governance, it's critical to set up a cadence of proactive meetings. These meetings also provide the forum to review the customer's success against their business drivers and measure the ongoing success of the partnership and reinforce the value that the customer is receiving from their investment in SAP SuccessFactors solutions. Like in account governance matrix, you will notice a trend from the strategic to the tactical. And just like account governance, it's important that all of these conversations are happening throughout the year. An annual or biannual partnership review allows an opportunity for each company to share their insights into their strategic direction, a chance to share high-level product direction with key customer stakeholders, and to set strategic direction and KPIs for the year and for the partnership. The quarterly relationship review provides the opportunity to check in on the progress towards those objectives and KPIs, while also providing an opportunity to discuss measurements and engagements to ensure that we continue on a path to achieve the objectives. It's also critical to maintain a close working relationship with at least the main contact on a monthly basis. A best practice is to have all these meetings on site at the customer location to ensure FaceTime, collaboration, and relationship building. Maintaining a minimum monthly on-site presence also provides a CE an opportunity to walk the halls and expand our relationships and build a stronger partnership. What is the result of all this proactive engagement? The bottom line is that proactive customer engagement delivers results. If we are maintaining the proper proactive engagement with our customers, we will create and maintain healthy customers that have good internal governance and adoption of SAP SuccessFactors solutions with proper ongoing optimization. This, in turn, improves our key KPIs because healthy customers become references, renew their subscription, and expand their relationship as their business needs change and SAP SuccessFactors solutions can meet their needs. These reference, retention, and expansion opportunities are key to a healthy cloud business and key to a healthy partner ecosystem and business that provides opportunities for us all. Now that you have completed this track, you should be able to list and define common terms related to the customer engagement executive and customer lifecycle management, explain CLM and the customer engagement strategy, and describe the importance of defining value early and often to customers, describe the customer journey and explain why it matters, identify the CEE role, and finally, explain the CEE responsibilities within CLM and when those responsibilities begin. This concludes Customer Lifecycle Management and Introduction to the CEE role. Please continue to Business Transformation and Value Realization.